Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Laura from The Real Laura B. I'm glad you can come back. We're having actual tea time today because this is my weekly roundup for July 22nd, 2022. Thank you for joining me, and let's get started. Hi, I'm Laura, also known as The Real Laura B from Twitter. I'm a researcher, truth seeker, and a new wave internet journalist. I'm not a lawyer, nor offering any legal advice. Join me on a journey to draw the curtain back to expose key news developments in the world of celebrity lawsuits and current events. Let's get started. And welcome back. I so appreciate you all. We've been covering a lot lately, a lot of videos. To give you an idea, I am doing a deep dive on the insurance lawsuits of Amber Heard's law insurance companies, including with herself. We just found out that Amber Heard has filed notice of appeal. That's all she's done is put so far is the notice, and she's put up a $500 bond that we know of. We have pulled together with Andrea Burkhart here on YouTube and Twitter, and That Umbrella Guy and Andrew Signamore, and we put our heads together to try and get the unsealed documents. I contacted the courthouse. We got all the information. There's over 6,600 pages, and Andrea put out a GoFundMe, PayPal tab, and we raised the money like within 20 minutes. So that was amazing. So those documents will be on their way. I hope to get them in a week, and then we're going to all have to parse through what we want to share. And this is mostly going to be a lot of really good information behind the scenes that never made it to the jury, or why it did or didn't. So I'm really looking forward to some of that, especially with the devices and again, things that were not admissible and why. What else? So what this week is all about is me doing just little tidbits of information I found on the internet that I thought you might be interested in. And well, let's get started. One of the things that came up in conversation was in the trial was a big deal about this tweet, this republication of the tweet, because she added, today I published this op-ed. That means it went to more people. It went to a bigger audience than just the Washington Post. Not all her fans would be reading op-eds in the Washington Post. It has the title very clearly. I spoke up against sexual violence. It's right there. What I remember seeing this was, and I've talked about this before, that I believed this was a call to action against Johnny Depp. I really thought she was talking about Johnny. And I was like, why am I thinking that? And then I realized out of the blue, and I wish I realized this during the trial, that at some point this live link was updated with this photo, but that wasn't the original photo. I took a screenshot of it on December 19th and put it on her Instagram. And again, it's the same tweet. The only thing that's changed is this photo said "Me Too." And I think that's what got us so upset when we first saw it. Opinion: I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. There is no way Amber could honestly say that she did not notice the title when she took a screenshot and put it up there. And this was the next day, looks like December 19th. I think it came out December 18th. I don't have that part. Yeah. So December 19th. Me Too, clearly there. What was going on back then? Just to recap, Johnny had sued the Sun. The Sun was trying to get Amber Heard to be their key witness. They had complained to Johnny in November that Amber was refusing to testify unless he released her from the confidentiality clause of their divorce decree, their agreement. And Johnny said, I'm not going to stop her from testifying. And all of a sudden this came out, and it was almost as if to tell Johnny, if you make me testify, if you don't drop your suit and make me testify, I'm going to Me Too you. And that was my takeaway, my personal takeaway when I first saw this tweet. I didn't see the op-ed, I saw the tweet. And then of course, Google News, anything about Johnny Depp or Amber Heard was loaded with headlines that Amber Heard had written an op-ed about Johnny Depp. And that's what we felt. So let's see, what else have we got to talk about? I've added this swoop now so that I can put in some better time markings. Depp v. Heard lands NBC News doc on how social media warped the trial. What a disgusting documentary this is. It was 20 minutes long, 27 minutes, maybe taking out the commercials. This is just a recap of it. I'm not going to show the video. There are a lot of YouTubers that have covered this and debunked it. The effects of social media on Johnny Depp versus the Amber Heard verdict is now the focus of an NBC News documentary, A Marriage on Trial. It had aired July 13th. It's 30 minutes, take away the commercials. If you get it online, you can look on it for Google. I wish you wouldn't. It's really got a lot of thumbs down and not very many views. Per an official synopsis, the new deep dive documentary explores why the trial overwhelmed social media, specifically TikTok, and what viewers missed if social media coverage was their only news source. In the wake of a verdict that surprised legal experts, NBC News examines how the trial evolved in the TikTok trial and what the verdict means for the future domestic abuse cases. Well, I'll tell you, the documentary that I saw that other people have reviewed, it didn't really spend a lot of time on TikTok. It spent a lot of time about whining that people didn't believe Amber Heard. It spent a lot of time whining how other survivors and victims are going to pay the price for this verdict. And none of them are denouncing the fact that Amber Heard lied, took advantage of her position as a celebrity, took advantage of her position as the ex-wife of Johnny Depp, the biggest name in entertainment, and lied. That's what the jury said. Heard's attorney, Elaine Bredehoft, National Coalition Against Domestic Violence CEO Ruth Glenn, American University law professor, and gendered violence expert Jamie Abrams, NBC News senior breaking news reporter Johanna Madani, NBC News teach and culture reporter Kat Tenbarge, who Andy Signor is having a big issue with right now, People Magazine, Nigel Smith, and more are interviewed for the documentary. It did not appear to us viewing this that any of these people sat through the entire trial. It appeared to us that they actually relied on TikTok themselves to get the information. And clearly, I mean, just like the one newspaper reporter that Jason Momoa had given testimony because of a TikTok meme. It was very apparent. In fact, at the end of the documentary, Johanna Madani hadn't even gotten the verdict yet. She was reading it off the screen, and it was obviously not live time because unless they greatly edited. And in the end, when they said, 7 jurors found unanimously for him, no comment, but it blew away their whole documentary. Following the announcement of the trial verdict, June 1st, Heard appeared on the Today Show to discuss the perceived bias of Depp's social media fans. Who cares? Everybody, it wasn't Depp fans. In fact, a lot of the law tubers that watched the trial went in there unbiased or thinking Johnny never had a chance to win. So in that point, yes, some of the legal experts were surprised. But as the trial unfolded day by day and after her testimony, more and more people were like, no way, she lied. No way did Johnny do this. And Johnny's support grew, not because of fans, but because they watched this trial. She continues, but even somebody who is sure I'm deserving all of this hate and vitriol, this is Amber, even if you think that I'm lying, they all thought you were lying. You still couldn't look me in the eye and tell me you think on social media there's been a fair representation. You lied about a man committing a criminal act. You lied. His reputation was tarnished. He lost work. His children were affected. So you deserved the vitriol. After that verdict came out, people were angry at you, and they expressed their anger and disbelief. So this is it, the marriage on trial. I wouldn't watch it, but it is on YouTube. It's your choice. But let's talk a little bit about what's going on. What is it that we're seeing? And it's a blatant media manipulation. It's a series of related techniques in which partisans create an image or argument that favors their particular interests. Such tactics may include the use of logical fallacies, manipulation, outright deception or disinformation, theoretical, rhetorical, and propaganda techniques, and often involve the suppression of information or points of view by crowding them out, by inducing other people or groups of people to stop listening to certain arguments, or by simply diverting attention elsewhere. In propaganda, the public can only express itself through channels which are provided by the mass media of communication, and without which there could be no propaganda. Well, that's what's happening. We're tired of the mainstream media controlling the news. So what's happened? Twitter's come out, Facebook, TikTok, and especially YouTube. That's where people are turning for their news because they see the manipulation. They're reading these articles and going, that's not the trial I saw. That's 100% not the trial I saw. And people who use this are activists, advertisers. Propagandizing is what we're seeing. Psychological warfare, well, we're seeing some of that. And for sure, public relations, without a doubt. one of the things they talk about here, public relations, PR is a manager of the flow of information between an individual or organization and the public. Public relations may include an organization or individual gaining exposure to their audiences using topics of public interest in the news items that do not require direct payment. They're inundating TikTok and Twitter, trying to turn the tide against Johnny Depp and to keep supporting this manipulation that this hurts all women who have been harmed. And that's not true. The only point of this whole thing is tell the truth. Tell the truth. Clickbait articles, propaganda laundering, search engine marketing, distraction by major events. This was a good one. There was a movie called Wag the Dog. If you've ever seen it, in my last video, I had recommended Absence of Malice with Sally Field. This Wag the Dog, this was before social media and how they tried to manipulate the viewers about a news story. And it's very much worth watching. And that's exactly what's happening today, except the media, the pro-Amber people, her PR people, the organizations that only want to believe women are doing the exact same thing. So I highly recommend this movie. So let's look at what else is happening with this, the other fallout. All right. So there was a news story that came out. This is CBS or Fox. I'm sorry. Fox came out. And this was April 23rd. So this was during the trial. An independent, nobody paid for this, IT company went and decided to do a look at social media because it came up at the trial already. And they said, let me see what they're talking about. Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. Nearly 11% of Twitter accounts participating in discourse are fake. The majority of inauthentic accounts were supportive of Amber Heard. Nearly 11% of all Twitter accounts participating in discourse surrounding Johnny Depp's defamation trial against his ex-wife are inauthentic, new research shows. The majority of those inauthentic accounts are supportive of Heard, while most authentic accounts are supportive of Depp, according to an analysis of 2,300 Twitter profiles conducted by Cyabra, a tech company dedicated to improving online distance by detecting inauthentic behavior online. Whenever there's a lot of people involved, there's always going to be some level of additional inauthentic conversation going on around a topic. Cyber CEO Dan Bramy told Fox News Digital, adding that the behavior is usually about drawing financial interest or some sort of status or political interest. And we're getting it. Certainly, Amber Heard is trying to ride the coattails of activism of Believe All Women to turn the tides against this verdict. Bad actors determine what subjects will be their prey based on the attention certain topics receive online. Well, that's obvious what we went through with the trial. The shocking trial's wildest moments. About 11% of the 2,300 total accounts discussing the trial and analyzed by Cyabra seemed inauthentic. Researchers determined which accounts appear to be inauthentic based on the other users they are interacting with and what material users post or engage with, what time they share contact, and so on. Algorithms can now detect accounts that may be inauthentic based on their social media behavior. A lot of these accounts are just copy and pasting stuff. It's automated, and they're certainly not sharing any part of their life as I have with my grandchildren being born or taking a break on the weekends with my family. They're posting absolutely no personal. They're also automated now, and that umbrella guy was showing that they have these scripts that it can run that they can look for keywords. Like if I say justice for Johnny Depp, they can do a passive aggressive auto reply comment like, I can't believe you're one of those. So disappointed. Things like that. That I've seen on my channel quite a lot. They don't have much contact. It's just negative comments. While 11% may not seem like much, it is about on par with the percentage of inauthentic accounts that participated in aggressive election interference. So it's about on par with what went on with Trump election. The average of inauthenticity usually ranges between 3 and 5%. So 11% is much higher. It's about 3 or 4 times higher. There was a very clear distinction between inauthentic accounts promoting pro-Depp content and pro-Heard content. We didn't just analyze Johnny Depp as a word and Amber Heard as another word because it would be difficult to skim through that data efficiently. Instead, the company sifted through accounts using relevant hashtags such as I stand with Amber Heard, boycott Johnny Depp, justice for Johnny Depp, and so on. And this is the same information that Amber Heard's expert tried to bring, and so did Johnny's. The 2,300 accounts ThatUmbrellaGuy analyzed, most of the real accounts shared pro-Depp content using hashtags such as justice for Johnny Depp. The top inauthentic pro-Depp account received almost 20,000 shares on the post. The top inauthentic. They don't name that account. Meanwhile, most of the accounts sharing pro-Heard account content were inauthentic fan pages using hashtags like justice for Amber Heard, etc. Johnny Depp's a liar. The profiles analyzed by ThatUmbrellaGuy were engaged in Depp-Heard discussions on Twitter between March 13th and April 16th, the first week of the trial that is expected to last for several weeks. It was previously pretty unlikely that we thought we'd be having a conversation about misinformation when it comes to a Johnny Depp topic. Elections, yes. Wars, yes. But actually now when it comes to celebrity topics, we're looking at topics more and more covering everyday celebrity topics. Well, I disagree with them. This is not an everyday celebrity topic. This is being used as a platform for the MeToo movement, for other female activism programs, Believe All Women, things like that. We now are pretty confident to say that there isn't a topic in the news at the moment, or any topic that's being discussed on social media that isn't being touched by the challenge of the issue of disinformation and fake profiles propagating it. So that's what's important to remember. This is our new media. They're leaving the papers on the stand. They're leaving the blogs that they're sending out and the links they're sending out, and they're moving on to social media to interact, mislead, use bots. So this was in April 23rd. Then we get a new report. This report was done by a company that was hired by Kaplan earlier in stages in the trial, saying that, hey, we think there's an active organized movement to smear Amber Heard. Well, this just showed that so many of the fake accounts were Amber's, pro-Amber, not pro-Johnny. So I think it's easy to be able to twist these things. So let's look at the next one. So this is CBS reporting. Report finds online campaign of widespread targeted harassment against supporters of Amber Heard. Well, this has been their platform throughout the trial. Elaine Bradehoff was running around saying, it's like being in a coliseum with the lions attacking you. It's been more than a month and a half since the defamation trial between celebrity actors Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. But Elle Dawson's Twitter notifications haven't stopped. I'm still getting people tweeting at me, calling me weird, heinous stuff. And it's been weeks and weeks. That's very strange, says Dawson, a digital strategist and writer. Well, first of all, there's no way to authenticate an account is a Johnny Depp fan account. They're anonymous. They could very well be an Amber Heard account, pro account, who's making these false accounts because of the claims her Amber Heard side made. They're like, you want to see a smear campaign against Amber Heard and blame Johnny Depp? We'll give you one. So these inauthentic accounts could also be working on the other side. And there's no way these reports are looking at that. Dawson was one of many Heard supporters on the receiving end of an organized campaign of widespread targeted harassment, according to a report published Monday by the research firm Bot Sentinel. Don't go to their site. Don't put your information in there. Check other accounts, but don't check your other account. The firm analyzed more than 14,000 tweets, not more than 14,000 accounts, like the other report. This is only 14,000 tweets that included at least one of 4 viral anti-Heard hashtags seeking to characterize Heard as a liar, as an abuser, and found that nearly 1 in 4 accounts tied to these tweets, 24%, were created in the last 7 months. So let's understand this. They specifically only zoomed in on tweets that had negative hashtags against Amber Heard. They did not analyze any tweets with negative hashtags against Johnny to balance their report. They strictly focused only on the negativity against Amber or the disbelief. 24.4% were created in the last 7 months. Nearly 1 in 5 counts to tweet the hashtags were dedicated to spamming, according to the report. Well, that's not fair, because a lot of time when we said, hey, we think we should get this hashtag trending, we pulled together as real people posting information. Botnet Bot Sentinel found that the toxic troll accounts used a variety of methods, from hashtag spamming to copy pasta, which is repeatedly copying, pasting, and tweeting content, to both amplifying and anti-Heard messaging and vilifying her supporters. If a supporter comes out and says something like these negative misinformation thread, we correct them, that's not attacking. One method described in the report is intended to deceive Twitter's algorithms, involved accounts spamming hashtags with slight misspellings, for instance, replacing the letter I with the letter L. Okay. But you were able to find them? I don't think so. The intentional misspelling demonstrates a calculated effort to manipulate hashtag trends. How can you manipulate a hashtag trend by not repeating the full hashtag? So I think he's stretching here. He's desperate. Dawson, who had not seen the report when she was interviewed, was struck by the veracity of Depp's online supporters. I was pretty shocked by how quickly the tweets that I wrote went viral and the amount of hatred I got in response. It was very bizarre to see organized nastiness. Well, if you're misinformation, we're going to counter it with truths. I don't know this account. I've had nothing to do with this account. Yes, I've seen some very strongly worded pro-Depp tweets that would not be my words. The organized nature of attacks were apparent to Eve Barlow, a friend and vocal supporter of Heard, who said Bot Sentinel's findings were not surprising. Oh my, Eve. Too bad he didn't analyze your text, your tweets. I mean, sorry, bad habit of putting in text and tweets in the same way. I use them interchangeably sometimes. It corroborates a lot of what we know and have been saying. E. Barlow, a journalist. Anyone who stands for Amber in front of the firing line, you're not even low-hanging fruit. You're an easy target. Well, first of all, she's done for comments to everybody, so nobody's attacking her. She won't block them. She's blocked everybody that she can find that's Depp. And she is putting out some very, very nasty stuff out there. Depp and Heard's 2-month defamation trial brought live television what had been a years-long acrimonious dispute between the formerly married stars. Thank God the trial was live streamed. Everybody could sit all day long, the full trial, not have to rely on these twisted misinformation put out by the media, like I was just talking about, or even these tweets. And believe me, there's lots of threads that are completely inaccurate. And they're pushing them and pushing them, hoping to bury the actual correct information. A Virginia jury that heard Depp's defamation claim against Heard and her counterclaim against him in June awarded $50 million in damages to Depp and $2 million in damages to Heard. The $15 million judgment was later reduced to $10.35. So no, let's be accurate on this report. Again, Johnny Depp was given $10 million in damages and $5 million in punitive damages. And why that's important? Because punitive damages are meant to punish. They were punishing Amber Heard for lying. They found her lying repeatedly. They found her lying with malice, with disregard for the truth. They found her intentionally harming Johnny. And they gave a $5 million punitive damage, not just to punish Amber Heard, but to send a message to everybody else. Don't do this again. Do not do this. This was heinous. And yes, Virginia reduced it to $350,000. But let's be clear. The jury was trying to punish Amber Heard here. They sat there day in and day out. Before, during, and after the nearly 2-month trial, certain Twitter accounts appeared to be coordinating their efforts to drown out Heard supporters, according to Bot Sentinel. He emphasized in an interview with CBS News that the accounts his firm found to be amplifying anti-Heard messaging and harassing her supporters appear to be operated by real people, not bots. Autonomous accounts sometimes used to parrot humans. If it's an account to parrot a human, then it's a bot. But he's backtracking when his original report was, hey, Johnny Depp's hired bots. And now he's backtracking and saying, oh, wait, they're real people. They just like Amber Heard, and they want to tell us about it. It does not necessarily mean a bunch of folks in a small room someplace in St. Petersburg, they're working together. He's not referring to troll farms thought to be based in Russia. I'm interested that he's throwing this Russia link out. I wonder why. It could just be a group of people who are against Amber Heard and they died on another platform, whether it's Switch or Discord or whatever, we're going to attack. Let's coordinate together. I'm not going to deny that there's people in chat rooms that said, hey, have you seen a tweet thread full of misinformation about Johnny Depp? We need to correct this. That makes sense. Other people are doing that too on other celebrities. But it's not a coordinated attack. Let's put this message again and beat on them. I don't believe that's happening. But I do believe that when people are seeing misinformation, intentional lies, that people want to correct it based on what they saw in the trial. And most of them are doing this with screenshots and videos to offset the lies. Boosie's firm found that the Heard supporters were attacked relentlessly, often with vulgar and threatening language. It wrote in the report that offensive tweets, misogyny, doxing, and death threats were rampant. Well, who's been doxed? The only people that have been doxed have been Johnny Depp fans. And Eve Bartlow's been one of the worst. And some of the tabloids, mainstream media, been worse when fans were kicked out of court when they got hold of their names and were printing it. And that got all over Twitter. So I think you're misrepresenting who actually got doxed here. That umbrella guy's getting doxed. He's getting swatted. The report includes a disclaimer that the firm was previously hired by Heard's legal team in 2020 to analyze traffic related to Heard and Depp. However, Boosie said the research published Monday was undertaken independently after observing what appeared to be harassment and platform manipulation. Before releasing the report, the company sent to Twitter a list of hundreds of accounts that bot Sentinel determined violated multiple rules and policies of the platform, including but not limited to violent tweets, abuse, harassment, hateful conduct, private information, and platform manipulation spam. So he has created a hit list. They have put together this hit list, a list of accounts that they claim. They're not sending normal reports to Twitter. They just put a list of accounts together and said, here's a hit list, go get them. It is our opinion Twitter didn't do enough to mitigate the platform manipulation and did very little to stop the abuse and targeted harassment. Twitter essentially left the women to fend for themselves with little to no support. Women. There's a lot of men and women out there that are in agreement with this verdict. There's a lot of men and women out there on the other side. But you have to stop with this believe all women. Twitter has not responded to requests for comment. No, this isn't how you report tweets. They have a system in place. You don't put a report out and then disclose it to the public. Go dogpile these. Go mass report these people. It highlighted tweets targeting Barlow. Oh, poor Barlow. It didn't highlight the ones that she answered on. Maybe you're going to start what she instigated. I'm not sure I need to go through more of this. But that's the idea. That's what they're doing. So let's take a look at this report. This is a report. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Key findings. We identified 627 Twitter accounts focused predominantly on tweeting negatively about Amber Heard and her female supporters. 627 Twitter accounts. Gee, I wonder how many accounts are on Twitter. What percentage that is. 3,288 accounts were tweeting Amber Heard as an abuser. Well, anybody who watched this trial came to that conclusion along with 7 jurors unanimously. Women who tweeted in support of Amber Heard were subjected to rampant abuse and targeted harassment on Twitter. That's not fair. It has nothing to do with gender specific. It's only about putting out the truth. Someone used a photo of a woman's deceased child. That was debunked. That was completely debunked. Toxic trolls use hashtags spamming to trend anti-Heard hashtags artificially. No, make up your mind. It's bots or not. But the fact is, you didn't analyze the Johnny Depp as an abuser. You only analyzed negativity against Amber Heard and did not do a balanced account. And just because a tweet has a hashtag of justice for Johnny Depp, that is not an anti-Amber hashtag that should be counted. Because someone's pro-Johnny, supporting Johnny, that's not a negativity harassment hashtag. Although in the trial, quite funnily, Amber Heard's side tried to do that. They had their IT expert come up, and Wayne was up there countering for Johnny Depp, and they're like, yeah, look at all these hashtags. Justice for Johnny Depp got the most attention. And we just sat there like, you just told the jury that pretty much the majority of the world wants justice for Johnny Depp. Smooth move. Over 24% of the accounts tweeting Amber Heard have been created in the past 7 months. Gee, what were we doing? We were sitting there hearing all this run up to the trial. We get to watch the trial, and people were offended and decided, you know what? I'm going to get on Twitter and see what's going on. And then they're like, you know what? I'm going to create an account and talk about this. So he goes on to say the disclaimer that they were contacted by Amber Heard's team at some point. So anyway, overview. Anything interesting? Pretty much just what I said. illustrates one of the worst cases of platform manipulation. No. All right. We identified 14,000 tweets with hashtags, and we identified 627 Twitter accounts focused predominantly on tweeting negatively. 627 Twitter accounts. Load, please. Here we go. Here's Twitter. And the number of monetizable daily active users is 217 million. Total number of tweets sent on a day, and this is from February 21st, 500 million. You got revenue, number of U.S. adults, 23%. Let's see. 627 users. 627 users. Number of actual Twitter users. In 2021, 217 million. And he's worried about 627 accounts. Let's put it in perspective. All right? This is just ridiculous. Just ridiculous. So that gives you an idea of what this boozy's claiming. Hashtag spamming. They're all upset that they find "he won, stay mad" as an aggressive text against Amber Heard. And because it was repeated, they call that spamming. Everybody liked this photo, so they sent it. Somebody created a photo and people like it and they retweet it, or they take the photo and they resend it. Copy pasta is where they use the same message and repeat it. People turned against Amber Heard not because Johnny Depp is a powerful man or a famous actor, but because we watched the trial and saw who was telling the truth and who wasn't. That's what they're saying is a viral, vicious tweet against Amber Heard, and it was repeated over and over again. People turn against Amber Heard not because Johnny Depp is a powerful man or a famous actor, but because we watched the trial and saw who was telling the truth and who wasn't. So this is sent to Twitter. You think they're going to do something about that? You think they're going to close down accounts because people were tweeting that? I don't think so. Bragging. Oh, look, this is trending. Johnny Depp's a survivor. That's bragging, and that's some kind of negativity. We don't create the trend. I mean, we create the trends, but Twitter is the one who's amassing this data, and we just screenshot it. And suddenly it's like we're bad people because we're showing that this is trending. I mean, this is not, how ridiculous could this be? Here, how funny would it be to make this trend? It's just an encouragement to use the same hashtag so that you can look for information. So yeah, people use curse words. I'm sorry, they do. I don't control that. Trolling prominent academic. Trolling didn't stop with vulgar and abusive tweets. In one case, someone created a fake account using an image of a deceased child that's Michelle Dauber, and that was debunked. The only way they could have done that is to have the original photos and the passwords or something. And I think that was debunked. And she is the most vicious on there, and he does no collection of data on her. Michelle Dauber, who's attacking people's looks. Here's the list of spam accounts that they're complaining, and what they're hoping to do is this report is to get people to mass report them. That's all this is. Disgusting hit list. So that's all this report is. That's all it is. That we're not allowed to express our opinion unless it matches their opinion. Essentially what it is. Bot or not, the facts about the platform manipulation on Twitter. This is a blog post they did. I'm going to go right down to the part about what about tools like Botometer and Bot Sentinel. These tools start with a human looking at an account, often using the same public account information you can see on Twitter, and identifying characteristics that make it a bot. So in essence, the account name, the level of tweeting, and the location, the bio, the hashtags, etc. This is an extremely limited approach, and this is what he did in his original report for Amber Heard's lawyers. As mentioned, an account with a strange handle is often someone who was automatically recommended that username because their real name was taken at sign up. So if I were to make a new Twitter account and say I want to call myself Laura, it's going to give me recommendations of Laura with a bunch of numbers after it. That doesn't make me a bot. An account with no photo or location may be someone who has personal feelings of online privacy and whose use of Twitter may expose them to risk, like an activist or a dissident. don't like to add much to your bio or your location on your account. Some of us at Twitter don't either. Even if all this public details are put into a machine learning model to try to probabilistically predict if an account is a bot, when they rely on human analysis of public account information, that process contains biases from the start. So just because I have an anonymous account, if I don't have a photo, I'm not letting you know my location, my country, or my city, I'm not using my full real name, that doesn't make me a bot. And this is disingenuous data gathering. Let's take some everyday examples for clarity. Someone who tweets 100 times a day with Super Bowl could be just as extremely engaged in an individual who loves football or hates it if their team is bad. If you care deeply about the environment and tweet about it at a certain political moment, when you and your friends want to make an impact, you're not political bots. You're active citizens organizing an organic online campaign to drive change in your community. Many of us engaged in an organic campaign, hashtag justice for Johnny Depp. Hashtag you can't keep a good man down. Hashtag Amber Heard is a liar. That doesn't make us bots, and it doesn't make us anything less than active citizens organizing an organic online campaign to drive change. And we're trying to drive that change from the misinformation that's being put out. These tools do not account for these common Twitter use cases, how far we've come and how things have evolved. As a result, nuance can be lost. The outcome, binary judgments of who's a bot or not, which leave real potential to poison our public discourse, particularly when they are pushed out through the media. And that's what's happening. And that's what's happening. And that's just not right. We did the statistics. All right. Moving on to the next topic. Again, the most important thing here is Boozy. When he made this report, he strictly went total. I'm going to concentrate on negative against Amber Heard. I'm not going to give a fair and balanced report. I'm not going to look at negative against Johnny. I'm not going to look positivity at Amber. I'm strictly going to focus my report and narrow it so finely to come up with anything to make them look bad. And it was 627 accounts created when the trial started because people were curious. No. Let's go on to the next. This is heartwarming. I like to bring out this. Johnny Depp pens heartfelt foreword to children's book authored by Make-A-Wish cancer survivor. This is so lovely. For all the dear children out there that need a little bit of extra care and understanding right now, please know that you are loved and that we are thinking of you all. Johnny Depp made one cancer survivor's dream come true in 2011 when the Make-A-Wish Foundation reached out to the longtime supporter to ask if he would grant her a wish to meet him. And this is very sad. Johnny did this for many, many years. Even up after her abuse claims. And it's sad that this kind of stuff gets affected, all this good stuff he does. And he said that I don't want the people I visit in the hospitals and whatnot to think I'm this person. Now the actor has penned a heartfelt foreword to the children's book. I'm going to say this wrong. Katie Vandrilla, who's 31 now, is the author of the children's book, Thumper's London Adventure, and a leukemia survivor who flew to London to meet her hero, Johnny Depp, on the set of Tim Burton's Dark Shadows. And more than a decade later, Depp has continued to offer his support for writing the foreword for Vandrilla's latest children's book that hits shelves July 20th. So it's out on Amazon. He wrote the sweet note on June 17th in Paris, just weeks after his victory against ex-wife Amber Heard. For my dearest Katie, for her dear family and friends, the foreword begins, and for all the dear children out there, and for all the dear family and friends. Sorry. Hit personal for me. Well, my dear Katie, for my dear family and friends, the foreword begins, and for all the dear children out there, and for all the dear family and friends that need that little bit of extra care and understanding right now. That's very unprofessional of me. Please know that you are loved and that we are thinking of you all. With all my love, my respect, and my good wishes to you always, Johnny. Why is that hitting me so hard? Because Johnny has done this for so many years. And like he said, now him to put on Jack Sparrow and go to the hospital. Well, not now, but before the trial, he was afraid of what people would think of him. and the good that he's done for these children and these parents to put a giggle in their smile on their face and get them to giggle can make the world a difference. And that's the foreword. And I think that's lovely. I think that's lovely. Whew. And I need to catch my breath and move on to the next one. Oh, this is going on with Tug, that umbrella guy. So, Boozy obviously didn't go through this. So some Amber Heard supporter account put all this disinformation together with these people who were supposedly, well, some are aligned with Amber and some were aligned with Johnny, that were putting out actual hits on them, wanting to kill them, we're swatting them, we're placing false 911s. So who is this Richard Albertini? He's alleged key witness in Johnny Depp trial and the umbrella guy 911 call drama explained. Well, this guy supposedly is on the run. He's hiding out in Israel, apparently, that he was going to be the new key witness in the Brooks v. Depp trial, which is ridiculous because I followed that trial. I have every document on it, and he was nowhere on the witness list. After Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's defamation trial ended on July 18th, YouTuber That Umbrella Guy revealed that a person named Richard Albertini allegedly harassed him. This isn't the first time that YouTuber has been harassed by the Aquaman actress team. In June, followers of the 36-year-old actress doxed the YouTuber. They did. So this is another thing that this boozy guy wants to ignore. On July 18th, That Umbrella Guy posted a video of the YouTube titled Shocking Police Audio as Team Amber Heard calls 911 on me. In the video, the content creator revealed that Richard Albertini attempted to file a complaint against him with the police for witness tampering in a very high-profile case, making criminal threats, doxing people, and doing podcasts that are putting people in serious danger, which is BS. The Umbrella Guy has gained immense traction and reach in months ever since he covered the defamation trial against the two actors, which Johnny Depp won through unanimous jury vote. Keep in mind, Tug, he does a lot of stuff. He covers a lot of Comic-Con stuff, comic-related stuff, but also pop culture stuff, and this one has gotten the most interest. Amber Heard Sims posted the 911 call they made trying to harass myself and my family. Doing that while these idiots false flag, threaten, and more is the dumbest thing you could ever do. In the video, Richard Albertini recognizes himself as a key witness in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial and added that the YouTuber was making criminal threats on the podcast against myself and other witnesses. Tug also revealed that Richard Albertini and other members of Amber Heard's team were revealing the address of the YouTuber in an attempt to harass him. However, Amber Heard's team were unaware that they were reporting the wrong residence. YouTuber said that they were reporting the content creator's grandfather's address in reality. The alleged key witness, Albertini, also called the YouTube figure an internet agitator and called the podcast stupid and stated that it was filled with gossip, slander, and nonsense. Not only did they go after Tug's grandfather, but they tracked down Tug's using what they perceived was his real name, where they thought he worked. And they started targeting that person at their employment and their employers, and they had the wrong guy. This seriously is bad stuff. Who is he? This is not the first time Richard Albertini is called out by the internet users for harassing and torturing individuals. A Twitter post revealed that Albertini brutally tormented and mentally abused his own sick, ailing mother so much that she had to be hospitalized. Amber Heard's pals are threatening to call my managers again. So, unlike the mother you tortured, Richard, I'm not an elderly woman, and you keep dreaming about Amber's toes. The last thing I heard is Tug has filed a police and possibly an FBI report. I'm not going to link all his videos because there's so many covering this, but please go to his channel, That Umbrella Guy, and you'll get a taste of what he's going through. It's horrendous. This is worse than when the media was complaining about YouTubers actually making money for reporting, just like they make money for reporting. This has become dangerous. Someone's going to get hurt. Going on to the next one. This is a sweet one. Johnny is enjoying his career, his music career. He's getting massive crowds showing up. If they can't get into the sold-out shows, they're waiting outside to get glimpses of him to take photos. They're following his bus. It's just been amazing time for him. And during this time last week, Johnny was reunited with his attorney, Camille Vasquez, in Europe 6 weeks after she helped him win his bombshell case. She came to Prague on Monday to see him. Depp is currently on tour in Europe. And here we have the pictures. Isn't this lovely? So this is Camille and Jessica and Sam Moniz, Jessica Myers. And I think this is Camille's boyfriend. And they got to go backstage. And I think that's amazing that they, after all their hard work, that they got to go and have some fun. Yeah. I'm sure we have a friendship that will last a lifetime. Another counters. Yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. So that's truly beautiful and wonderful. And I am just loving that. I love this site. There's a lot of them on Instagram. I just find ReemiDepp has a ton of coverage on what Johnny's doing as far as his music, his arriving. You know, here's one of the bus ones that people are gathered for the buses. Just he's getting great. So I really recommend this Instagram account and see what's happening. Let's see if I can find this. I just want, no, it's not funny. So please go and enjoy ReemiDepp on Instagram. They're also on Twitter. So it's been great. Lots of fun. What else is going on? A little bit the distance from Johnny, his daughter, Lily Rose. A new movie coming out. Oh, it's on HBO. And this is the trailer, which I'm pretty sure I can play without getting nicked. Coming soon to HBO. Lily Rose has certainly grown up. She's no stranger to making films. She's been the Chanel muse for many years, most of her life, actually. She was photographed with her mom even. So now she's branched out into the film world. She's made many, many films, and I'm really excited for her. This is a huge step, and I don't have HBO, but I'm looking forward to finding a way to see it. So good for her. And what else have we got? Let's end this with something. Johnny's TikTok is blowing up. He's got over 15 million followers. A lot of this has also been posted on his Instagram account. I think this is a lot of fun. He started with Isolation. He played, I forget, Hedy Lamarr. And now he's having a little fun with us, posting behind the scenes. Oops, sorry. This is the behind the scenes of Johnny getting turned into Eugene, the photographer on from Minamata. I just blanked on the last name. I think. Look at him sitting there with his legs crossed. Wish I could make this full. Minamata. Minamata is out now. So Minamata is out now, streaming on Hulu, and now you can also get it on DVD. And it's a magnificent movie, and was so sadly held back because of all that was Johnny was going through. And like he said, I've been blacklisted. My movie's been blacklisted, and people are like, "You're getting awards." He goes, "No, I've made some major movies that are sitting on shelves, and distributors will not put them out." So that's pretty much what I got for this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. trying different ways to present the information, and I'm continue to do my deep dives on the insurance lawsuits, the behind the scenes unsealed documents that we're getting, and we'll keep track of this appeal. Anything else that might be coming up. And I appreciate your support. I'm getting tons of new followers. I'm trying to keep up with comments. That's usually twice a day. I try and sit down and do that. And if you like my content, if you like where I'm going with this, please like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell. Keep me going. I really appreciate it. I also have the PayPal account if you feel so inclined to help me out with some of the documents I buy. But with that said, let's hope you have an amazing and great weekend. Goodbye for now.